support topic for today is 3. Managing and caring for the self. Lesson 1. Learning to be a better learner. Lesson objectives. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to number 1. Explain how learning occurs. Number 2. Enumerate various metacognition in studying techniques. And 3. Identify the metacognitive techniques that you find most appropriate for yourself. Introduction. Knowing the self is not enough. Since who you are is partly made up of your choices, you must also have the ability to choose, especially to be better you. In the school setting, your knowledge of yourself should at least enable you to become a better student. This lesson will present several techniques that you can adapt depending on your situation and preferences to make you a better learner. Learning should not just mean studying for quizzes and exams in school. Learning could also occur outside the confines of a book or classroom, like when you want to acquire a new move in your favorite sport or the skills for a certain hobby, among others. Furthermore, the techniques here are not the only techniques available in months or years from now. New ways on how to study better will be discovered or rediscovered. What is important at this moment is that you learn how to learn these things. Activity. How do you think about thinking? Analysis. Answer the following questions. Number 1. Do you agree with the results of your MAR? Why or why not? Yes, why? Because I honestly answered the questions. Question number 2. Make a list of your top 5 tips secrets for studying based on your personal experience or preferences. My top 5 tips secrets for studying. Number 1. Be proud to yourself. Number 2. Remember the keywords to help you memorize. Number 3. Find time to study and perform the task. Number 4. Believe on your skill. And 5. Learn to motivate yourself. Question number 3. Does your MAI result consistent with your personal top 5 tips, secrets for studying? Yes, because it's my way of my personal life for studying, and using these tips, it accurated to my life.
What is metacognition? Metacognition is commonly defined as thinking about thinking. Livingstone, 1997. It is the awareness of the scope and limitation of your current knowledge and skill. Includes keeping one emotion and motivation while learning in check. We have 2 aspects of metacognition. Number 1, self-appraisal, and number 2, self-management. What is self-appraisal? Self-appraisal is personal reflection on your knowledge and capabilities. We have 2 aspects of metacognition. Number 1, self-appraisal, and number 2, self-management. What is self-management? Self-management is a mental process you employ using what you have in planning and adapting to successfully learn or accomplish a certain task. We have 3 variables that affect how you know or assist yourself as thinker. Number 1, personal variables. What you recognize about your strengths and weaknesses in learning and processing information. Number 2, task variables. Include knowledge about the nature of the task as well as the types of processing demands that it will place upon the individuals. Number 3, strategy variables. What you know about different strategies you can apply to successfully accomplish a task. However, it must be noted that in order to make self-appraisal and self-management work, you must have an accurate and self-assessment. You must be honest about what you know and capable of in order to find ways to utilize your strength and improve on your weaknesses.
The following are other skills that can help you in exercising metacognition. Knowing your needs. As mentioned earlier, one cannot really make any significant advancement in using metacognitive skills without having an honest and accurate evaluation of what to know and what to learn. Your needs also look at the scope and limitations of the course so that you can work with what you have at the moment and look for ways to improve the Para po sa akin, yung sa knowing your needs, napakalaga kasi dito magsisimula kung paano mo sisimulang bagay. For example, kapag gagawa ng project, kailangan mo muna alamin kung ano yung mga materials na kakailanganin mo. So kapag na-identify mo na kung ano yung mga gamit na wala ka, is gagawa ka ng paraan para makahanap ng iba pang kailangan. Parang ganun din sa knowing your needs. In that way, alam natin kung hanggang saan lamang yung knowledge na alam natin. So kailangan natin mag-research para sa ibang information. Dito din po nakakaloob kung ano yung mga bagay na kailangan i-improve at yung mga bagay na mananatili. Modifying your approach. It begins with the recognition that your strategy is not appropriate with the task and or you cannot comprehend the learning experience successfully. Recognize, for example, that you are not understanding of what you are learning. You should learn to modify your strategy and comprehend your learning. You might want to use and delete approach in 5 minutes interval instead of trying to use the material in one sitting. You may want to make a summary or code for yourself instead of using keywords or highlighting sections of what you are doing. Sa modifying your approach naman po, for example, di ba lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang way para mag-principal natin yan, sulat, at kung ano-ano. So dito simple lang, kung ano yung mas madali o yung mas nadadalian siyang paraan na sa alam mo ay mas appropriate kaysa sa iba, yun yung gagamitin. Skimming. This is basically browsing over a material and keeping an eye on keywords, phrases, or sentences. It is also about knowing where to search for such things. For example, you might want to look at the introduction or the abstract. The table of contents can also provide you with a quick guide to the content of the book and introduction, paragraph, headings or subheading, and conclusion can also provide you with overview of the book. Skimming is one of the techniques dahil dito mas pinagkukunan natin ang pagsiging mga mahalagang detalye.
Rehearsing and self-test. Rehearsing. Rehearsing this is not just about presently talking, writing, or doing what you have learned, but also trying to make a personal interpretation of summary of learning experience. Best example is this: imagine yourself being interviewed about a task. As you try to convey what you have learned from the resources, you also insert your opinions of other personnel to take on the matter. Next is the self-test. The self-test, as the name implies, of trying to test your comprehension of your learning experience and the skills that you have required during learning. When some materials already come with tests like this book, you can still create tests for yourself. Self-test does not only focus on what you have learned, but also on how you learn it. After the experience, you should also ask yourself like, what strategy did I use? How successful were my learning strategies? And how can I further improve my learning skills? Other strategies that you need to develop including the question, about your methods, self-reflection, finding a mentor, support group if necessary, thinking out loud and welcome errors as a learning experience. For clarification lang siya, guys, yung welcome errors does not mean seeking them up consciously, making them as much as possible. It means that you commit the mistake, you not dismiss it as insignificant, or you do not try to avoid responsibility of the result. And now, using these strategies, you can less identify 4 types of metacognitive learnings by Spinkies 1992 in the Cambridge International Examination 2015. First is tacit. Tacit learning are unaware of their metacognitive process although they know the extent of their knowledge. Second is aware. Aware learnings know some of their metacognitive strategies, but they do not plan on how to use their techniques. The last is strategy. Their strategic learns, as the name of implies, strategize and plan their source of action towards a learning experience.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fatima Season. The topic of my presentation is tips that you can use in study are the following: Queensland University of Technology, Library and ID. Make an outline of the things you want to learn, the things you are reading or doing, and or the things you remember. Ng isang balangkas ng mga bagay na nais mong malaman, ang mga bagay na iyong binabasa o ginagawa, at ang mga bagay na naaalala mo. Example of outline is a tool used to organize written ideas about a topic or thesis into order, outline, arrange major topic, topic, and supporting details. Break down the task and similar and more manageable details. When you say breakdown, ibig sabihin po nito, ito po yung pagwawasak ng mga gawain at mas maliit at mas maraming mga detalye ng pamamahala. Breakdown is a complex problem or system into similar parts that you are more manageable and easier to understand. The similar part can integrate variation in your schedule and learning experience, change reading material every hour, and do not put similar topic together. Studying English and mathematics instead of English then Filipino together. Also include physical activities in your planning. Say integrate program, create lesson and activities that engage student in lesson, project, and others learning tasks. Number 4, try to incubate your ideas. First, write your draft without doing much editing. Let the ideas flow. Then leave your draft at least overnight or around 24 hours. Some even do not look at it for a week and do something else after a given period. Go back to your draft of prototype and you may find a fresh perspective about it something during incubation. You suddenly have ideas coming to you. Down in a notebook first and do not integrate that into the draft yet. Review what you have written when the incubation period is done. When you say incubate, example, collect data deep into your subject, sharing the ideas, share your idea with the world, revise summaries and take down notes, then reread then to help you minimize cramming in the last minute. When you have a weakness in memorizing facts and data, some people are motivated when the deadline is very techniques. Your cramming need not be a desperate attempt to learn but only as a way to energize your brain as you make a final review. The things you have already been studying for a week or so before. Engage what you have learned Do something about it on a reading material, for example, highlight, keyword, or phrases. To revise. To consider or change something. When you change your opinion or something, this is an example of situation where you revise your opinion. When you make change to a short story, you wrote this in an example of a situation. That's all for today. Thank you.